We did a little bit of a thing yesterday where a bunch of us were showing off our tattoos, and a couple of us mentioned that Steph had a brand new fresh tattoo.
I do.
Yeah. Would you be interested in showing that off here, or maybe on Kevin?
Probably on Kevin.
Well, let's give engineering a minute, and we'll see how it looks on the wide shot. And make it
that's fair.
Kevin.
Okay, so I got this literally on Tuesday before Desert Bus, and then I took a ferry the next morning, less than 24 hours after it was made. And so if you've noticed me at all on camera for the past couple of days, I've had this big old black splotch right here. That was from the second skin.
Mm-hmm.
But now I finally got it off because it was starting to get itchy. I'm just gonna try to, all right, so it's kind of hard, maybe.
There we go.
It is a fox head.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. There's the picture I Instagrammed.
Yeah, I think you can take that on over to Kevin for a detail shot now.
Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Kevin? Kevin? Aha, it's Kevin.
Okay, there we go. All right, so
look at that.
We've got a fox head, and then moon and some stars, and then she included a third eye. I got it by Sarah Kay in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
She has a place called Parlor. She is amazing. She does watercolor and then these nice, sketchy, dark black line work. She is booked until 2021.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually going to talk to her about doing follow-up scheduling, and then I heard that, and I was like, okay. Well, I'm going to give this more thought then. But yeah.
Nuts.
Yes.
That is an amazing
And it is
tattoo.
a little nasty right now, but it is still really pretty, and I'm very, very happy. Oh yeah, look at that. There's the line work before it was colored in.
Wow, that is crisp.
It was 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Woo!
Start to finish.
Yikes.
Honestly,
See, I never... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Carrie.
Oh, I was going to say, not ever having had a tattoo, I'm like, only 2 hours and 45 minutes? Because that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, definitely depending on the artist, it might take longer. Also, sorry, I'm going to do one thing real quick. Somebody said that watercolor is not a good tattoo ink. Not the paint. It's a style. I love you.
I did have a question actually,
Absolutely.
because I am I'm looking for a tattoo artist to get my first tattoo.
Okay.
Because when Call to the Blood Gods comes out, I'm going to get the Hecata clan symbol probably tattooed right here, and then I'm going to get the vampire Ankh tattooed on this arm.
Nice.
How much does it hurt to somebody who doesn't truck with needles too much?
So, have you ever been scratched by a cat?
I have.
How much
Some scars right there.
How much did that make you cry?
It didn't. I was just real mad.
Okay, so to me, a tattoo feels like a very long cat scratch.
Okay.
It doesn't cause the and that stinging that cats have in their nails, like they have like some kind of a thing that causes you to have like a stinging afterwards. Mm-hmm. So it's mostly just the feeling of it. It can get not very painful. It can get somewhat painful the closer you get to like when she was doing right around here, near my elbow, that started to sting.
Closer to a bone, the title, okay.
Yeah.
She actually talked me out of having it be right here because I initially wanted it on my interior as well.
Okay.
And she said that I should move it to the outside because A, it's more visible, and B, it hurts less out here.
Cool.
And so considering this was when I scheduled it, my very first tattoo, yes, I did get a second tattoo in between scheduling this one and then getting this one. I could also show that one off too. But yeah, she said that it would be better out here as one of my first times because it would be way less painful.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it actually wasn't too bad.
This hurts, like right here.
Yeah.
Is sort of the worst that I felt so far.
I kind of want it on the inside because it's
less visible.
It's less visible.
Oh yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
I liked that placement because one of the inspirations of this is I wanted to put art on my art arm because I am right-handed and I'm an artist, and I want to eventually have this be a full sleeve of very beautiful tattoo art because I love tattoos, I love the concept, I love looking into how they work, seeing stuff, seeing different styles. And so I kind of associate this with my art arm, so I wanted to eventually, and so this was like one of my first tattoos I ever wanted. I didn't know exactly what I wanted it like, but I knew I would find a tattoo artist that would do me justice.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I need to find a tattoo artist who's a vampire fan.
Oh, also the color hurts. Oh, look, there's my other
I think
tattoo.
that's going to be probably easier.
Yeah, I was going
but-
to say a tattoo artist who's a vampire fan.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
And
going to
I
be tough.
don't know if this changes from person to person. Yeah, that's the very first one that I got.
That's so nice.
The tattoo coloring hurt worse for me than the inking.
Okay.
Well, the coloring, they do like more wide needles and they go back and
Yeah.
forth more times, so it's...
And especially with this style, there was a lot of in like circle motions
Yeah, 'cause
and
they have to get it in there,
yeah.
right? They have to cover every...
And so like that was definitely harder. And yes, it is a Sailor Moon tattoo.
M. Lunsford is the opposite way. They only want tattoos on their non-dominant arm, so their art arm must remain clean and wholesome.
I appreciate that sentiment as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that they can continue to draw poster filth.
Yes.
all of the weird
See,
arcane nonsense we
the
get into.
arm has to remain clean and wholesome so the filth can come out. It doesn't get hitched up by anything. Yes, I see.
This actually, this occasionally comes up because I'm friends with a number of burlesque performers. Occasionally, there are a couple of burlesque gigs or something like that where they will specifically look for performers with a lot of tattoos or performers with no tattoos.
Yeah.
So I have known performers who will essentially, like, if the gig is worth it, they'll just get airbrushed so that they appear to have no tattoos, even though I'm like, I know that person is covered like head to toe.
Oh, that's why I don't have tattoos up to this point in my life, because I have been a performer and I'm at the point where I'm just like, yeah, airbrushing's pretty good, bust it.
Yeah, no, like, young, like, if you look at, like, pictures of, like, models and, like, young actresses, they all have, like, they don't have huge tattoos, but they all have small tattoos because they know they can just cover them up with makeup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's why I don't have any piercings or tattoos, because to this point, and now I'm like, you know what, meh, and everybody's gonna be like, ha, midlife crisis guy, but who cares?
Yeah, you do you.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. But, like, that's the thing. Like, for certain careers, it makes a difference.
Yep.
Like, it can affect the availability of what kind of gigs you can get and how easy it is for you to get certain contracts.
Absolutely.
It can also affect it the other way. Like, I know folks who have gotten hired because they have, like, from the neck down kind of,
Yeah.
like, full body pieces.
Yeah.
So, it kind of goes either way. But I imagine if you have no tattoos, it is easier to just airbrush on a fake one.
Yeah. Sogheim,
also-
I'm 39.
Also for, like, a lot of professional jobs,
Yeah.
like, say you're an accountant or a lawyer or something like that,
Yep.
you know, there's...
Is that still...
I think so with some
Yeah.
like offices and stuff like that.
I feel like it becomes less of a thing as time goes by with our because our generation is a lot more like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like,
It's true,
Yeah.
but I feel like there are some professional settings, like depending on where somebody went, like some of our viewers might work, where they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I have to keep like long sleeves on.
For
I
sure.
can't
Yeah.
put my
like this is I work in tech. I show up to work like this.
yeah.
There's
I-
a very weird thing at my work because I work for Trader Joe's, which is like a grocery store retail setting, right? And they are actually totally down with weird hair, bright colors, tattoos. They're totally fine with it if you are like just a base employee. But once you start getting into management, even with like a manager of my store,
Mm-hmm.
they cannot have visible tattoos and they can't do anything unnatural with their hair.
Huh.
That's a good thing
Yeah.
that this green is completely natural. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say that my hair grows out like this when somebody asks
yeah,
me.
totally, 100%.
I mean, like I was worried about it at the last place I worked, but the place where I'm at right now, I am a manager. Like I do manage a team, and my hair's like this, my tattoos are like this, and it's normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it.
About 10 years ago, I knew a paralegal who had to wear long sleeves every day at the office because of tattoos, but
Mhm.
that was like 10 years ago in southern Georgia, or yeah, Savannah, Georgia. So
Erica, you work in a more formal office.
Yeah, our office doesn't really interface face to face with the public, so tends to be a bit looser restrictions. There are people in my office who have tattoos and don't cover them up, so
Yeah.
it's generally fine. And our front facing stuff, people generally dress pretty casually. I don't think there would be any issues with having tattoos or anything like that there. Most of our clients do, so.
Sure.
Yeah, I say this with respect. I don't know if you can dress casually. Your style is fantastic.
Thank you.
Good
This is
job.
actually mostly what I wear to work, so, yeah.
Erica's on
A
point.
plus.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Challenge time?
Challenge time. Well, we do have a challenge. Sort of a running challenge to raise money for children.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And related to that challenge, I'm going to go do the thing that I should have done 24 minutes ago.
Oops.
I'm sorry, Erica.